Before the wedding, Ivy and I went camping in the wilderness. In the middle of the night, he sneaked out and slept in Luna's tent until morning. I was stunned. If he was there, then who was the man who spent last night exploring every inch of my body with his lips? My name is Ivy Summers. Standing outside Luna's tent, I heard Jason's muffled panting, one more time. Babe? I slipped sleeping pills into Ivy's drink. Don't worry. She won't wake up. Come on. Luna. Just once. Luna, my supposed best friend, had suggested this camping trip as my last adventure before settling down. My blood turned to ice as their betrayal sank in. The other campers, Jason's 3 buddies, pulled me away, urging, calm down. Mrs. Matthews. My mind reeled. If Jason was here, then who had crept into my tent last night? Who stripped me bare? Traced every curve with his tongue? And made me whimper until dawn? Last night, I'd been unusually drowsy. Assuming it was hiking fatigue, I barely stirred when Jason whispered my name. After he tiptoed out, bathroom break? I'd thought. The tent flap rustled again. Cold air rushed in as warm lips found mine. Not here, my weak protest dissolved under hungry kisses. Wild passion left me trembling, the storm outside nothing compared to the tempest consuming me. When I bit back moans, his teeth grazed my earlobe. Let me hear you. Now I stared at Jason's 3 ridiculously handsome friends around the campfire. 3 possibilities. Jason soon reappeared. Sleep well, babe? I hauled river water at dawn to boil for you. His shirt reeked of Luna's vanilla perfume as he nuzzled my neck. I wanted to laugh. Drugging me? Cheating under my nose? What other surprises did he have? At breakfast, Luna pouted, Jason. Your snoring kept me awake. Poor Ivy will need earplugs after marriage. Jason rolled his eyes. Then stay single. No one'll put up with your nagging. Their fake bickering, his poorly hidden smirk. Her theatrical pout made me sick. How had I missed this before? Jason's gentleman act crumbled whenever Luna was around. Those 2 bickered every time they crossed paths. To ease the tension, I often praised each in front of the other. Breakfast cans needed prying open. Luna grumbled about the difficulty. And Jason naturally reached over. How hard can it be? Some people just lack skills. Here. His smugness grossed me out. I was about to set my can down when the handsome guy next to me stretched out his hand, effortlessly twisting it open. What's the big deal? Right. Sis? Anyone could do this. Troy, Jason's junior from college and current top model, stood at over 6 feet with charm dripping from his smirk. Before I realized it, he'd placed the breakfast before me. His fingers were long and sturdy. But during that brief motion I saw it, the raw crimson wound hidden beneath his wrist. My mind went blank. Last night, when passion overwhelmed me, I'd bitten down hard. The man had groaned but gently stroked my hair. Ivy, you're being naughty. His scorching breath had mingled with mine until we couldn't tell where his skin ended and mine began. The bite mark, exactly where his palm met wrist. Had it been Troy? The guy lounged against the picnic table, all careless grace. Our first meeting flashed through my mind back when he'd crashed at Jason's apartment during his struggling model days. Troy would parade around shirtless after showers, towel precariously low, showing off sculpted abs. Once during a fight with Jason, when friends tried mediating, he'd texted, "Dumped him yet? My offer stands." I'd laughed at the pathetic joke, replying, "I'd date anyone but you." His response popped instantly, laughing emojis followed by, "Wrong chat. Sis. Was texting this actress I'm chasing. You didn't take it seriously. Did you?" I hadn't. Later when I told Jason, he'd shrugged. Troy flirts with anything in skirts. Ignore him. Now my gaze locked onto Troy's injury. How to confirm it? Last night couldn't have been accidental. This was calculated. I couldn't let Jason or Luna find any leverage. After breakfast during campsite breakdown, Jason fake whined, "Should have left your clingy friend home. Useless at pulling stakes. Only tolerating her for you, this time." I didn't bother frowning. Once they wandered off, I grabbed antiseptics and cornered Troy. Let me see your hand. Wounds need cleaning. When I took his wrist, he turned away but didn't resist. His ears burned crimson as I rolled up his sleeve. Troy murmured, "What's the plan?" Invitations sent. Venue booked. Guests confirmed. You've planned this wedding for months. What would you suggest? I looked up into eyes glinting with mischief. He leaned closer. Sandalwood cologne wrapping around us. Seems wasteful to cancel. His breath tickled my ear. Just swap the groom. For example, my pulse raced before the name left his lips. A furious shout shattered the silence. What the hell are you doing? Jason exploded with rage. His face turning crimson. Troy. Why are you pressed up against my fiancé like that? I kept hold of Troy's wrist. Applying ointment. Got a problem with that? Troy grinned playfully, slinging his arm around my shoulders. Relax. Jay. Ivy was just checking on me since you've been so preoccupied with Luna. Don't tell me you're getting jealous? Jason's stormy expression darkened further. During the hike, Luna sidled up to me with fake concern. No offense, but engaged women should maintain boundaries with other men. I feigned surprise. Helping someone counts? Then what about when Jason rushed over to fix your leaky pipes at midnight last week? By that logic, you two should be rolling in mud by now. Luna's smile froze. That was different. My point exactly. I shrugged cheerfully. When our group split into vehicles, I bypassed Jason's Jeep and climbed into the rugged SUV instead. Last night's intruder couldn't have been Troy, his wrist bore knife cuts, not bite marks. Staring at the passing scenery, I wondered bitterly, had Jason staged that break in as blackmail? After 3 years supporting him through grad school and startup failures, using my family connections to prop up his crumbling business, the SUV hit a pothole, jolting me against firm muscle. My cheek brushed expensive technical fabric as I blinked awake to find Ethan's arctic gaze piercing through me. 20 minutes out, he warned, his voice colder than the mountain air. My throat tightened. Of our entire group, the Brooks heir seemed least likely involved. The former golden boy now relied on forearm crutches to transfer from car seats to his custom wheelchair. His Olympic-level athleticism reduced to this after the accident. Jason's cruel words echoed, "Better treat the cripple normally." His father's already parading bastard half-brothers at corporate events. These days, he's more liability than asset. At the campsite, Luna arrived late with swollen lips and telltale bite marks. So Ivy. She purred by the bonfire, batting eyelashes at Ethan. Where's that boyfriend you promised to set me up with? I smiled sweetly. Why? Jason not keeping you entertained enough? The purpose of this trip was to help Luna set someone up. But Jason blew up at me. Are you a matchmaker? Always trying to play Cupid. That toxic friend of yours with her drama queen antics isn't getting near my boys. I tossed another log into the campfire, sparks dancing upward. They're all here. Ask them yourself. The flames cast flickering shadows on everyone's guarded expressions. With me nearby, Jason could only seethe quietly. Luna noticed his frustration and preened, batting her doe eyes at Ethan. So, what kind of girls do you three usually go for? Her tilted head and innocent act were textbook. What shocked me was Ethan's response. What kind do you like? Normal question. Abnormal part? He was looking straight at me when he asked. The air froze. My heart skipped a beat. Cheeks burning must have been the fire's heat. Ethan's expression remained unreadable, those hawk-like eyes giving nothing away. He might as well have asked about the weather. Jason snapped. Ethan. She's my fiancé. Obviously she likes me. Why even ask? All eyes turned to me. I considered carefully. Me? I value honesty. From others. From myself. Especially from my partner. Ignoring Jason's thunderous glare, I walked away. 3 minutes earlier, I'd identified the third suspect. Kevin. The class do-gooder. Same guy who carried me through a snowstorm to the infirmary when I spiked a fever freshman year. I never wanted to suspect him. Until I sent the bait, I know what you did last night. You left something here. His text alert chimed instantly. I watched his face drain of color across the campsite. Ivy. Wait. It's not what you think, Kevin panted as he reached our meeting spot. I advanced coldly. Which part? Drugging me? Or sneaking into my tent? The evidence goes to campus security tomorrow. Truth was, he'd left nothing. I'd swiped a keychain from his jacket during setup. Never thought he'd crack this fast. He broke down. Luna blackmailed me. My dad's business crashed, I borrowed from department funds, she threatened to report me unless I helped ruin your engagement. Her plan was to drug you. Take compromising photos. Make Jason dump you. But I couldn't go through with it. Sweat dripped down his temples. Besides, someone caught me before I even got in. Ask Ethan. Ice flooded my veins. Ethan? Kevin showed security cam footage. Shaky night vision showed him unzipping my tent. A voice cut through the darkness, what are you doing? Kevin jumped. Wrong tent. Drunk. You haven't touched alcohol tonight. Ethan materialized like a specter. Piercing gaze locking onto the camera. Or were you planning to hurt Ivy? The footage ended with Kevin fleeing. My hands trembled. Ethan knew. All this time. The last person to approach my tent was Ethan Brooks. Impossible. With his legs in that condition. The man from last night clearly. Unless his disability was fake. After Ethan's accident, I visited him in the hospital. His stepmother happened to be there. Arrogantly demanding he resign from the board. She grabbed my arm. Sweetheart. Convince Ethan to stop. Physical therapy's exhausting, even his father can't bear watching. Why put himself through this? Does the Brooks family lack money? Would his brother ever abandon him? I'd witnessed Ethan's rehabilitation sessions firsthand. Summer heat soaked his hospital gown. Clinging to his gaunt back as he strained against the therapy ropes until his facial muscles twitched. His pride burned too fiercely to accept defeat. Would someone like him really take advantage of others? Late that night, I knocked on Ethan's RV door. He called through the shower spray. Ivy? Forgot my clothes. Mind handing them over? Steam billowed when I passed his garments, revealing a glimpse of defined abs as he turned. I blinked rapidly, refusing to let my gaze wander. When he emerged, I feigned nonchalance. Need help with your leg massage? Fully expecting his trademark refusal. I froze when he smiled. I'd appreciate that. Trapped by my own offer. I lightly traced his calf muscles. Ethan watched me through damp hair strands. His usual icy demeanor softened into something unsettlingly intimate. My fingers brushed his inner calf, searching for reaction. Nothing. Confusion mounted as he murmured. Ivy, hope this doesn't unsettle you. His legs showed meticulous care, no visible atrophy. Yet clearly impaired. Guilt prickled my skin. Kevin said Luna drugged me. Combined with sleeping pills. Maybe I'd hallucinated everything. No hickeys. Clothes intact, perhaps it really was a fever dream? His thumb grazed my cheekbone, lingering after wiping imaginary moisture. In the dim RV light, shadows sculpted his sharp features into dangerous territory. Impulsively, I asked, why agree to this trip? Ethan? Why ask about my ideal partner? Because. His finger still caressed my jawline. Your answer matters. Outside. Angry whispers erupted. Luna's tearful voice carried. How much longer must we hide? Through the window, we saw moonlight silhouetting two figures entangled against a tree. Luna clung to Jason like ivy. Can't bear to leave Ivy? Don't be absurd. Darling. She'll never sign the prenup. Jason's breath hitched. We need more time. Starting from nothing's impossible, remember the orphanage? Ivy's our shortcut. But you're my harbor. Their passionate embrace continued. Oblivious to observers. Disgust rose like bile in my throat. My breathing turning ragged. When I stood, a wave of dizziness nearly sent me tumbling into Ethan's arms. I'd initially rejected Jason's advances. Everything changed during the city's catastrophic flood. Trapped in the school parking garage with rising waters, it was Jason who pulled me to safety. He'd boosted me onto the highest concrete ledge without hesitation while waiting for rescue crews. In that moment, my defenses crumbled. Maybe we could make it work. Now that fragile tenderness lay shattered under harsh truths. Ethan pretended not to notice my tears. Only when I'd composed myself did he speak. Ivy. Meet me outside at midnight. There's something you should see. I dried my eyes and agreed. That night, I switched the warm milk Jason had given me. Once his snores filled the tent, I slipped out to find Ethan adjusting a stargazing telescope. Meteor showers streaked across the heavens that night, their brilliance momentarily eclipsing earthly troubles. Ethan. Is this why you came? To chase the star I've always admired. His hand found mine as constellations wheeled above us. I stumbled before. Lost my chance. Let me try again. Ivy. The next day, our easy banter flowed while Jason lagged behind. Struggling to interject, Luna seized the opportunity. Let's hike Sunset Ridge. Her gaze dipped pointedly at Ethan's wheelchair. Though, your condition. I snorted. You guys go. I'll stay. Jason frowned. You'd rather rot down here? Luna's the one itching to climb. I prefer the view here. The triumphant glint in Luna's eyes didn't escape me as Jason chose the trail. I pushed Ethan along winding paths instead, pausing when his shoelace snagged in wheelchair spokes. Help me. Ivy? He asked softly. My numb fingers fumbled with the lace. Ethan's palm warmed the nape of my neck. Take your time. His baritone murmur brushed my ear like that night. I jerked upright just as Jason stormed into view. Hiking pole slamming the ground. You're tying another man's shoes? Do I mean nothing to you? He wheeled on Ethan. Think I don't see through your crippled act? She'll ditch you when reality hits. Old fears rose, his trademark self-pity. The constant paranoia about my family's snobbery. Yet he'd never hesitated to exploit our connections. Always certain I'd cave. This time, I smiled serenely. It's just a shoelace. Weren't you adjusting Luna's hiking harness yesterday? What's good for the goose, that's not the same thing. Indeed it's not. I sneered. You and Luna have shared too many little favors between yourselves. With us, it's truly different. Luna's eyes instantly welled up. Ivy. How could you say that? If it bothers you, I won't come anymore. Jason finally caught on, chuckling bitterly. I get it now, you're jealous of Luna. I told you she's clumsy and inexperienced outdoors. The only reason I helped her was because she's my best friend. So you took care of her. I finished his sentence, enunciating each word with venom. And by taking care, you mean betting her? Was that my idea too? The bombshell dropped. I turned and left, tossing my pre-packed luggage into the car. This farce needed to end. Jason lunged forward, gripping my arm. Ivy. Explain yourself. What's that supposed to mean? I shoved him hard. Take the words at face value. Is it that hard? Our gazes locked. His guilt flickered briefly before he schooled his expression. Fine. I kept some things from you. Luna and I met years ago at the orphanage. After her adoption. She didn't want anyone knowing her background, that's why we never told you. She's your best friend. Can't you show basic empathy? Our bickering? Just old habits from childhood. Nothing more. Jason softened his tone, playing the magnanimous card. If it upsets you, I'll keep my distance. Deal? Revulsion churned in my gut. Ethan reminded me it was time to leave. Jason stared between us, sudden understanding twisting his features. You've been climbing into his bed this whole time. Haven't you? That's why you're dumping me? He began hurling luggage from the car, his refined demeanor cracking into something feral. Did you fuck him? What could a cripple even do for you? Even now. He grasped at excuses, deflecting blame through grotesque accusations. Accountability had never been his strong suit. Mark my words. Ivy, I won't let you get away with this. Jason summoned Troy and Kevin. I'm done coddling her. If she wants to cancel the wedding, let her face the humiliation. She insists on vilifying me and Luna? Fine. Think Ethan can drive her home with that limp? Let's see them try, he froze, noticing their stifled smirks. What's so funny? Troy doubled over with laughter. Before you keep juggling two women, check your phone. The house is already burning. Buddy. Jason's face drained of color as he scrolled through notifications. Across every social platform. My post blazed. My wedding to Jason is cancelled. He committed emotional infidelity and conspired with Luna to drug me, causing irreversible harm. All evidence has been submitted to my lawyers. I will pursue full legal action. We're done, I will never forgive. I'd transferred every incriminating message between them. The evidence overflowed multiple posts, little favors indeed. His business trips and friend gatherings were trysts with Luna. The apartment she lived in? Purchased with my investment funds. Her text to him surfaced, this sleeping pill works like magic. She'll be out cold. They'd turned my home into their playground while I lay drugged. For 2 years, Luna had pushed life insurance policies on me, policies where Jason stood to gain millions if I accidentally died. Even this camping trip was her scheme. I'd played oblivious, gathering proof until this moment of reckoning. Let the court of public opinion feast. I want their schemes exposed in broad daylight. Every deception laid bare. Jason froze, face pale as he stammered. Ivy. I cut him off. Shortcuts come at a price. Every step risks destruction. Are you prepared for that now? The others chose to leave with me. But as we prepared to depart, we found all vehicle tires slashed. Jason rushed out in panic. Wait. Luna's missing. Luna had posted a geotagged video showing cliffs by the sea. Wind howled through the footage as she approached the edge, hair whipping wildly. Tears streamed down her face. I grew up parentless in the orphanage. Jason was my only hope, he shared his food when I starved. Fought off bullies who stole my things. Her voice broke. I just want you to be happy. If I disappear, would that help? Jason's eyes reddened as he desperately tried organizing a search. Ethan glanced at the storm-darkened sky. There's a yellow alert tonight. Mudslides make these mountains death traps after rain. Let professionals handle this. This is life or death. Jason shouted. Veins bulging. Unease twisted my gut. I pulled Ethan aside. Why would someone suicidal sabotage our cars? Our eyes met in realization. You think this is staged? Though skeptical, we couldn't risk it. Troy and Kevin volunteered to search. I gripped their arms. Prioritize your safety. Return before dark. Night fell with no sign of them. Gale force winds battered our tents. While securing guy lines with my flashlight, a figure lunged from shadows. Luna. My mind blanked. She shouldn't be here. Understanding crashed over me. The geotag was fake. This was a diversion. Luna's knife flashed. White-hot pain exploded through my ribs as the blade sank deep. I collapsed backward, blood soaking through layers. She smashed the flashlight against my skull, face contorted with rage. I endured orphanage hell with him. I stayed through his worst years. Why do you get to stand beside him now? Spittle flew from her lips. He promised we'd be together after draining your family's wealth. But I know his lies. Her grip tightened on my collar. You'll disappear tonight. Dragging me toward the cliff edge. My flashlight tumbled into the abyss. Half my body hung over oblivion. Luna laughed at my struggling form. Camping accidents happen yearly. With this storm, plausible deniability. Her boot pressed down on my fingers. Remember the aphrodisiac? Photos weren't enough, I wanted video. Imagine your precious reputation after that footage spreads. Pity Kevin chickened out. Rain blurred my vision as consciousness wavered. Suddenly, a figure tackled Luna. Ethan materialized through the downpour, securing himself to a tree with his belt. Blood streamed from his temple as he reached for me. Grab my hand. Agony radiated through my ribs. The storm roared. His grip slipped. No, you can't hold, you're going down. I choked out through tears. Not happening. Ivy. Trust me this once. In that moment, I remembered Ethan Brooks during his rehabilitation days, sweat-drenched body, Bloodied palms. Straining muscles, that relentless fighter. Gritting my teeth. I mustered my last ounce of strength to grab his hand. Ethan's grip locked around mine. Headlights pierced through the rain, rescue teams arriving. Having intercepted Jason's group en route. In the ambulance. I murmured deliriously, "Ethan, you can walk?" The past 2 months of surgery showed promising results. Standing still takes tremendous effort. His hand trembled against mine. "I've trained daily for basic independence. That's why my arm strength." "Ivy," he whispered. "Catching you tonight made every ounce of suffering worthwhile." During my hospital stay, Luna got arrested. With irrefutable evidence. She faced 5.5 years. Before trial, Jason haunted my apartment complex like a ghost. "Please drop the charges," he begged. Luna just snapped. She lost everything: job, family. Prison will ruin her life forever. She's learned her lesson. Lesson? My palm pressed against healing stitches. The phantom ache lingered. She planned this. Police found tools in her bag, sabotaged tires. GPS tracking to stage accidents on that mountain. Premeditated murder isn't snapping. Stop insulting my intelligence. But you're fine now. My icy stare silenced him. You helped drug me. Enabled her madness by playing both sides. Don't worry, we're pursuing your embezzlement next. Those company funds you funneled to Luna? After strained silence came his hoarse accusation, "You used to be kinder." My compassion stays with those who respect me. I shook off his grip without glancing back. Sunlight warmed my phone screen as I answered Ethan's call. Jason's voice cut through. "Are you two together now?" Ignoring him, I chirped into the receiver, "Be good for Dr. Jong this time." Gone was Ethan's old stubbornness with physicians. Now he'd actually listen to me. Jason's shadow stretched lonely across pavement as I walked away. His opinions stopped mattering years ago. Ethan's recovery accelerated daily. From barely standing minutes to now strolling hospital gardens hand in hand. Only minutes. His lips quirked mischievously at my wording. Slip of the tongue. I laughed. Admiring his progress. Look. 20 full minutes today. Arms spread beneath blossoming trees. He demanded, reward time. Tiptoeing to meet his height. Our kiss resurrected that feverish memory, Kevin's expulsion. Ethan checking on me post-overdose. When the drugs hit, coherence dissolved into primal need. His skin becoming my salvation, I pressed against him. Kissing him. Desperate to possess every part of him. Ethan's throat bobbed as his breathing turned ragged. Yet he restrained himself and pushed me away. But I couldn't hear reason through the haze of desire. Forcing him to cocoon me tightly in blankets. I thrashed wildly inside the fabric until sweat drenched my body. It's okay. Ivy. Just endure it a little longer. Dazed. I bit down on his arm in frustration. Ethan gritted his teeth but allowed me to clamp onto his flesh. Before slipping into unconsciousness, I heard his tender whisper brush my ear, "Good night, Ivy." The medication had triggered vivid hallucinations. By morning, I felt utterly drained and unsettled in my own skin. If not for the crescent-shaped bite mark on Ethan's wrist, I might have believed the entire night was a fever dream. Sometimes I'd ask, "When did you first realize you loved me?" He claimed he'd wanted to confess much earlier. But the car accident stripped him of everything, even his father, who'd once bragged about his achievements. Never visited the hospital. Instead, the man rushed to marry his mistress and handed his business empire to the illegitimate son. Watching you walk into my hospital room with Sean, Ethan's jaw tightened. That's when I understood what true despair felt like. Yet he'd had no right to object. Later, when news of my engagement reached him, he recklessly agreed to an experimental surgery. What did failure matter? His lips grazed my cheekbone as he spoke. Meteors burn brightest before vanishing. Second chances worked the same way. A quiet laugh rumbled through him. But the stars aligned. My meteor shower finally arrived.